And good afternoon, everybody. Joe DeGregorio checking in from the Weather Center here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. All right, so looking here at 11:43 a.m. this morning, live look at radar, and just a few showers noted around the area. And as we turn that off, we're going to go straight to the HRRR. This is the latest run of the 48-hour version, and we're going to put in currently a little overdoing it on the rainfall activity, but that's the HRRR for you. Anyhow, um, we're going to run from noon until 4 a.m. Friday morning, and this will give us a full look at everything still to come and give us potential timing. Again, any timing you see on the models, even if they're in fairly good agreement, always give an hour or so either side of potential times. So again, this is not a live broadcast. This is a recorded broadcast, which I'm going to post to the YouTube channel. You guys hit that subscribe button. It's free, and uh, click that little bell notification, bell icon, and select all notifications. And again, YouTube is free to sign up for, and we can build our following on YouTube. It'll give us a better platform because you get notified instantly when I go live, when I'm able to go live. Still got a little ways to go before I can start doing live streams on YouTube. So still got about 400 or so subscribers still to load up on there, and with what, 60, 70,000 followers here. Um, no reason why we shouldn't have well in excess of 10,000 followers on our YouTube channel. So like, subscribe, share the video from YouTube, and we'll try and make lives on YouTube happen at some point. And it's a much stabler platform to go live on as well. So with that said, let's run a loop. So here are at noon today. As we go through the evening, again, not a whole lot around here, but then we get into the wee hours of the morning. You start to see showers and stuff start to bubble up. And as we get to mid-morning here, you can see the bulk of the heavier action stretches from St. Helena through the Florida parishes down I-10 corridor to around Acadia, Jeff Davis Parish line there near Egan and Jennings, and then down in the Cameron Parish there. And as we continue, here we are at 11. Things still haven't moved that much, but as we start to get down on heating now, or daytime heating, if you will, you see these little intense bullseyes starting to pop up. So this will be the prime time that we probably start seeing any threat for severe weather, in addition to possible watches and or warnings shortly thereafter. So this would be 11, then we go to noon, and you can see this line's just kind of sitting. Tail end Charlie, it's just kind of drifting. And you see pretty intense cells being targeted various locations along this line. Now, that's not to say exactly where these intense cells may pop. It could be anywhere within a line. So again, the severe weather threat, while low, is not non-existent. So stay aware tomorrow. Just because we're not in the enhanced risk area doesn't mean we can't, somebody in our region can't get nailed. There's going to be one or two renegades out there tomorrow. So be ready. along and north of the I-10 corridor will be the launching off point for these storms, and as they move to the north-northeast, they'll be intensifying as they track further north. Again, some could hit severe levels before they get into Mississippi and go berserko, or they could wait till they get into Mississippi. So the risk is there. All right, so let's continue. So that's noon. And we go to 1 o'clock. Let's bring that back here. So here are 1 o'clock. Still kind of lingering. And with this, if this were to actually verify, verify meaning if this actual scenario plays out tomorrow, this is kind of concerning because you see the intense band of moderate to very heavy to intense torrential rainfall lingering over the same area. It's basically training. If this occurs, you're going to see some pretty decent rainfall totals up through there. And again, this is in the Comey, Amite watersheds, and creeks and area rivers are still kind of up there. Most of them have fallen a good bit. Some are still kind of up there. So it needs to be watched. Again, be prepared for possible flash flood warnings tomorrow with this stuff. Aerial flood warnings or aerial flood advisories, this plays out, it's a certainty. Those are the precursors to flash flood warnings. So stay alert if you're out on the roads tomorrow. Things are going to get kind of dicey. Alright, so we'll go to 2 o'clock now. Again, this stuff, the tail end of it's kind of breaking up a bit in the more isolated to scattered nature, where you still have the solid line here. This segment is still, again, basically sitting over the same areas. And this has been, what, since 9, 10 o'clock Thursday morning. So this would be a prolonged training event. It could dump copious amounts of rainfall. So we'll look at the total precipitation that we could see with this as well when we get done with this here. So let's move forward. Now we go to 3 o'clock. And you can see not too many, not really anything intense being indicated, but still some strong thunderstorm potential, as well as very heavy rainfall, and again sitting over the same regions. Alright, we'll go to 4 o'clock. Starting to get a little bit of movement out of it. When we zoom out, you look over here off to the west, and you got a secondary area of showers and embedded thunderstorms. Alright, so let's go to 5. There we are at 5. You can see some couple of isolated big boomers starting to fire off here from Columbia, even down here into western Iberville and over in the Lafayette Parish there, St. Landry rather. Evangeline, St. Martin, those areas, stay aware. We zoom out and you see the broader picture here, and this thing is way up here is where your core is, but you see it's just dragging all the way down. And also for tomorrow, you see how far north that severe weather threat extends, all the way to Cincinnati. So, and that's enhanced, which starts down here. And they've actually, the morning update, they just updated it and extended the enhanced to include Osaka. Kentwood, you're right on the fringes. Same with Franklinton, Bogalusa, Varnado, Angie, you're in it. Bogalusa, Franklinton, Kentwood, even possibly the village of Tangipahoa. Look, you're close enough to the enhanced risk. Consider yourself in it. Use extra awareness tomorrow. All right. We'll take away the radar here shortly and look at the risk for tomorrow. All right. So here we are at 5. Let's go to 6. And you still see some residual showers, thunderstorms in the area, not as intense, and it'll weaken because most of your energy is way up to the northeast near the Great Lakes, and so as that core pulls off and ejects to the east northeast, it's taking most of the energy with it, and this stuff's going to start to weaken as we go in. That's not to say thunder and lightning and heavy rain won't happen post severe weather threat, but there it is. All right, so as we head to 7, still some residuals lingering. Now, whether it actually plays out like this or not, that remains to be seen. But consistency is the key. So here we are at 8. Again, another line develops through the same area again, through the northern Florida parishes along the Mississippi state line. That's going to exacerbate any rainfall that fell previously, which appears to be likely significant rainfall totals. We'll look at those in a few minutes. All right, so we go to 9 now. Big boomers firing off. Should be non-severe at this point. Could still see some gusts, 30, maybe in the 40s, with some of this activity, but certainly severe threat will have won by now. All right, so here we are at 10. Big boomers firing back up. Don't be surprised if you see a few pockets of small hail here and there with these. And again, gusty winds 30 to 40 miles per hour in the strongest cores. So there's going to be a lot of lightning. All right, go to 11. Let's go back here. I hate when it jumps like that. All right, there we are for 11. New Orleans getting nailed again. All the way down to La Rose, up through Sun, near Bogalusa, Picayune, Columbia, etc., etc. North Shore areas, South Shore areas, Lake Maurepas, Lower Livingston, parts of Ascension, and St. James there. All right. There we are at midnight. Still some big boomers out there, mainly near and southwest of New Orleans. And then we go to 1 a.m. You see starting to die down and weaken in intensity. Just some residuals at this point. And then by 2 a.m., pretty much gone now. As we go through all the way to 4 a.m., you see it's gone. So that's it as far as that goes. Now we're going to go to that was 46 hours, 4 a.m. Let's look at total precip. So we'll put the probe on here and we can see an HRRR model is targeting those areas. So looking at a strip of 5-inch, 4-inch totals through there, 3-inch totals. Locally higher amounts, but generally 1 to 2 inches. And then if you get these training scenarios where these lines are going over the same place, then there was a 6-inch total right there too. Let's go back. There it is. Go up here to Magnolia 5. 4 inches and around 2 to 3 inches. Baker, Zachary, Walker 2 inches. Rosedale, Crotch Springs around 2. So generally 1 to 2 inches with these pockets of 3 to 5 inch, even possibly some 6 inch totals in here um, through that swath as that line kind of stalls, if you will, temporarily. So um, again, not going to be too bad for most everybody, but wherever should this training happen and we get that swath of higher rainfall totals, this could be anywhere in this region. So um, be prepared. That's certainly going to cause some flash or prompt some flash flood warnings to go out, and guaranteed aerial flood advisories. So that's a take a look. That's taking a look now at future radar as well as potential total precipitation. So um, wind gusts. We can back this up. Anything in the green is 30 and below as far as miles per hour, and orange is 30 plus, or 30 to 40. Going tracking backwards now, looking at the line, and oh, dadgummit. There we go. This is tracking backwards 2 p.m. tomorrow, and seeing there's some gust in the mid to upper 30s across the region. So there's 41 there in St. Tammany with some of that heavier activity, but most of it should be pretty well behaved. Um, I think anything that really pops off is going to be up here, and that'll be the focus for tomorrow, or today rather. Is going to be up to this area and possibly over here, a little corridor through the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, um, but primarily over in here. And this is where they have more of the significant or threat for significant strong tornadoes today. So actually, I can bring that up and show you that here real quick. Day 1, Sig tornado, and there it is. This is your little bullseye for potentially EF2 or stronger tornadoes. Uh, you see it from the Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi state line area there, stretching all the way centered either side of the Mississippi River, all the way up to Osceola, Ripley, in those areas. And that would include Memphis, Stuttgart, Greenville, Mississippi, West Helena, Mariana. There's some beautiful country up there too. I rode towboats up that way, heading to the upper Mississippi back in my boat days, and beautiful country up there. But anyhow, and then for tomorrow, or here's your significant risk for or significant tornadic risk, EF2 or stronger, and that covers a big chunk of that enhanced risk area. You can see even down here that would include the town of or the village of Tangipahoa, Franklinton, Varnado, Angie, Kentwood, and Osyka. Look, I've said it. You're so close to that. Consider yourself in the significant risk for EF2 or stronger tornadoes. Just to be on the safe side, that gives you a little bit of extra awareness. Not so much anxiety, but it should give you more focus to stay alert when a weather alert is issued for your region. So again, be aware of that, and Let's everybody stay safe. Spread the word. Show them the video. You can direct them to the page. Uh, this way, the more people are informed, the better. You know, if we don't get likes or follows, hey, that's fine. At least I know the rest of you guys are getting updated. And remember, if I'm not talking, it's usually, or the page is quiet. It's usually I'm not too overly concerned or impressed with a certain type of setup with the system. Um, Even with that enhanced risk, it's still going to be. I think most of us are going to be okay. There's going to be a couple of people that might have issues, but the majority of us are going to be just fine. So, but again, that does not take away that you need to be alert and weather aware, just in case. We don't know where this stuff is going to pop off at. It could be even in the marginal risk area. You get a renegade. So stay aware, be alert. Those of you in the higher risk areas, uh, step up that alert level. So with that, we'll go back to current radar here at this noon hour, a little bit afternoon. You can see big snows up there. Oh, I wish some of that would get down here. Sorry, folks. But hey, yesterday I was going through my timeline. 2021, over in Jennings, we had sleet and snow mix and a glaze of ice. So never say never. March and April, there's still a slim possibility that we get a fluke of nature and we get a little event. So fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. So with that, the rest of you have a good Wednesday, and uh, regardless if I'm posting a page or not, I'm still watching things and monitoring. Um, I don't like to spam post or anything like that. So most of you know that already. So anyhow, we'll talk again later. Thanks for tuning in.